Good morning, everybody. Welcome to One-on-One Live. I'm Mark Jeffries. That's Gary Judici. And Gary, should be a good one today for our very first One-on-One Live, Mr. Gerald Swindle versus Wesley Strader.
I can't believe this is the best matchup you could have put together, particularly for this lake. I'm telling you, both these guys just finished an elite tournament just down the road. I mean, the dam separates the two lakes. I mean, that close. And it's going to be fun to see how they do and how they fish it. Now, the two lakes are different, so you can't go by how well they did or didn't do the last week. You got to go by what's going to happen this morning. And different conditions, different lake. It's going to be fun.
All right, Coosa River chain. We are on Lake Logan Martin. I'm going to queue up some info here on the body of water that they're going to be fishing. And not to be confused with Lake Martin. That was the lake that the Elite Series was at the previous week. So a different look. The lake, as you're going to see here in a minute, it is down. It is down quite a bit. Here's some drone footage, and the guys are going to have a confined area that they're going to be fishing in. We're going to show that confined area here in just a few minutes. But a lot of the docks and a lot of the stuff that these guys are going to target, they're out of the water.
Well, every year they do what they call the winter pool. I don't know why, but they drop that lake of 5-6 feet. Right now, it's just under 5 feet low, and rumor has it they're going to let some water in, going to raise the lake. If that water's rising, it's going to impact on how these guys fish.
All right. I think they're still going to be able to find them, though. Forget about what you're looking at right now. They are going to find something. Now, let's talk about the defined area that this game is going to take place as I cue this shot up. They are limited on the body of water. They're not going to be able to run way up the river. It is a defined area. It's going to be, if you're familiar with Lake Logan Martin, the railroad bridge, everything south of the railroad bridge, all the way down to the Highway 34 bridge. And I will cue up this video now as you look at that shot. This will kind of give you an idea of the area that they are going to be targeting. Now, they've just spent 90 minutes prior to us going live on practice. They went out, they had 90 minutes to go out and try and find something in this defined area. There's still some docks in the water, there's shallow pockets. Obviously, it's going to be pre-spawn, Gary, but you do have the Coosa River spots that these guys are going to try and target during the two 90-minute halves.
They'll be able to catch probably more of those. Now, largemouth are still awfully important here. I mean, the lake record's like over 14 pounds. I mean, it's a huge fish swimming around in here. But those Coosa Rivers, well, it's kind of a substrain of the spotted bass, and they got regular spotted bass, or what we call Kentucky bass, plus the Coosa River bass. Aggressive fish. I don't know if you've been there and fished for them, but my goodness, they are aggressive. And,
a ton of fun to catch. All right, let's talk about the principles real quick. First up, Mr. Gerald Swindle. He's been doing it a long time. Both of these guys have been doing this game well over 20 years. Swindle, just on the bass side, has almost $2 million in earnings. He has 51 top 10s. He was the Angler of the Year twice. Recently, in 2016, he's got 1 Southern Open win and 7 second-place finishes.
It's amazing. The guy's good. He's very good. He's been at it a long time. And I tell you something else important about him is that if he had a home lake, this might be it. When he was a kid fishing with his dad, this is a lake. He knows a lot about it, and it's going to be interesting. When they talk about this drawdown, this low water, he knows how to deal with that.
Right. A lot of people, they classify him as a junk fisherman. Yes, he's a junk fisherman, but he is very, very good at a lot of things, and I know there's a lot of stuff. I'm going to talk about it, Gary, the HFA, the home field advantage. We'll see if that comes into play.
If I were to give it to somebody, it'd certainly be him. We'll see.
All right, let's talk about who he's going up against. Wesley Strader. This is Alabama versus Tennessee. And Matt and I talked about it on BTL. We both said Wesley's not making the move over to the Bassmaster Elite Series from the FLW. Hey, we were both wrong. He had a 30, I believe he finished 31st last week at Lake Martin. He has made the move over to the Bassmaster Elite Series. But over on the FLW side, been doing it for a ton of years. 17 FLW Cup appearances, over $1.5 million in earnings. Hey, this dude can catch him.
Both of them can. You know, it's interesting. Both these guys have a lot in common. Both have had about 300 major tournaments they've fished in their careers. Both of them made similar amounts of money. They've done it in different ways. And I tell you what, they're both kind of known as general fishermen, junk fishermen, if you will. Those guys are hard to beat, though, these junk fishermen, because they've got to be good at everything. They can't just rely upon a jig or rely upon a crankbait or whatever. They've got to be good at everything, and both of them are. Very good. Look at him go here.
Yeah, he can do it all. Really very, very versatile. And he's a superstar of the game.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. All right, let's set things up here. The guys, they're going to be fishing 2 90-minute halves. They're going to start with, maybe... I believe they took the full portion of practice. I think they both did 90 minutes of practice. We're going to start them here in about 2-3 minutes here. They're going to fish for 90 minutes. Then they're going to have a 15-minute halftime, just like any other professional game. Now, they can do anything they want during that 15 minutes, except fish.
They don't have to come back to a central
They don't have to come
location.
back. They can do whatever they want to for that 15 minutes, and then we will officially start the second half. This is MLF-style format. What they're doing is they have scales. They're going to be weighing every fish over 1 pound is going to count toward the total weight, and the total weight from the two halves will determine the winner.
Well, simple enough. It's going to be fun. I got a question for you, Mark.
Yes.
How are they going to catch them?
Man, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. They've had a ton of raid there. The conditions, it's cloudy. It's been raining. For anybody that obviously followed the coverage at Lake Martin, this location's about 60 miles north of Lake Martin. So that's kind of the cool thing that we're going to see is how these guys catch them or not catch them.
Well, it's going to be fun. I'd have to put my money on, well, I'd start with a jerkbait, but then I'd go to a crankbait. I think one of those two are going to do it. This time of year, this lake generally is a chatterbait, rattlebait, jerkbait, crankbait. That's the kind of stuff people generally use this time of year there.
Right.
We've got mid-40 water temperature, maybe a rising lake, cloudy, and the water might be a touch off color. I don't know. I can't tell yet, but boy, this is exciting stuff. I just wish I was there. You know, here we are in Oklahoma. It's cold and down there it's probably, I don't know, in the 50s. It's going to be fun.
All right. You ready? I think we're ready. I think both guys are ready. Let me get the official starting time queued up here. All right, guys. And I think we're going to start off with Gerald Swindle. We're actually going to go split screen here. And
they're waiting for the word from you. Look at them. They're jumping at the bit. So am I. Let's get this thing going.
All right, here we go. Guys, you can officially start fishing. Go ahead. All right, here we go. And we're going to have audio from Mr. Swindle first.
Good God. Well, it's the first few minutes, right? Actually, the first minute of the one-on-one right here. Me and Wesley Strader. Beautiful Lake Logan Martin. Blustery winter morning. We got the water rolling, got a lot of rain, so the river's pumped up pretty good. There's one right here, right here. There's one right there. Ain't no fish penalty in this ballpark, boys. So this is 101 live from Bass Zone. Log in, skipped office work. Watch us do our deal right here. Let me get it on. Hang on a second. Got to get my unit. Got to get my unit on. Nothing like turning on your unit. One eight. Caught it. Said the river's gonna be pretty blowed out. A lot of mud coming down it. So I'm gonna jump in a few of these little backwaters where it's still colored. Throwing a little DT4, a little crawfish color. Runs a little shallower than what I normally throw. I like to throw as a 6. This 4 been a little shallower, a little harder wobble. Got just a tiny bit of rattle in it. I think we're going to need that through some of the stuff we're going to try to fish. So what we're going to try to do is just do a lot of cranking, running a little right on the inside of pockets, main lake stuff you normally do on the Coosa. Every piece of brush I come by, I will throw a jig at. It's be considered un-American if you don't. Logan Martin got some big old. Logan's got some big old fish in it, so.
Well, as you can see, the water conditions are horrible, but it didn't take Swindle long to catch one. He's got a little bit of an advantage on me though, He grew up here. I've only fished here about 2 or 3 times, but that ain't gonna slow us up. Just gotta get something figured out pretty quick. It's the hardest thing about fishing in these kind of conditions is you gotta fish fast, but yet you gotta fish slow. You gotta fish as fast as you can, but as slow as you can to try to figure something out. And with the cold, muddy water, it makes it even that much more difficult. So this lake's notorious for having big, giant spotted bass in it, so I'm trying to appeal to the current situation. Those spots don't mind being in the current, so trying to figure out how to. Swindle caught a 1/8. You can catch a big old spot here real quick, be right back in it. We ain't out of it by no means yet. But he goes to stacking them up pretty quick. Let's see over here to the other side. This is just got too much current going down it. Let's go to the other side.
All right. Just a little bit of a pipe flowing under the road right here. Water coming in back there a little bit warmer, a little bit cleaner. It's got a little deep hole back here in this pocket too. Keep them fish wintered up in a lot. Man, he ought to be right there. I'm always feeding in the morning. I don't know why they ain't. Let me throw my jig in there one time. Maybe old Maudine wants this jig. He'll be there for the days, though. They like that water.
Yep, here we are. It's mud. It looks like it might be a little too muddy on this side. Let's see. We're trying to figure out a little current pattern here pretty quick. See if we can get that going. If it don't, we're gonna jump back into the creeks. Try to get that the cleaner waters in the back of the creeks, because we had a ride around. I rode around for a little while. The creeks are pretty clean, or the pockets anyway. So may go with that here in a minute.
Yeah, because that ain't, I caught some 5 ounces. That ain't a 5 ouncer. I had some 5 ounces down there. All right, we'll try him again. One 5. I ain't even gonna turn the scales off. We knew one of them would be there, didn't we?
Yeah, old Swindle's showing, he's showing out right now. I don't know. I just hope he don't get too far ahead of me. I might pull the old Snoop Dogg on him and go find out where he's at and see what he's doing. He's already got an advantage. He grew up here, so. Main thing is you just can't get him too far. Can't let him get too far ahead of you. All right, let's go. Making the move. Just want to try that for a minute and see what happens.
Them rocks like it too. Should be able to catch 3 or 4 bass like that real quick. I don't know. If you ain't caught them on that minnow though, they ain't here. They can't hardly turn down that live minnow, can they? I'm gonna pull up a dead body down here. Some gangster done come in here and shot somebody up and done got him. I want to see he's out of your way.
You better get them things out of them.
Hey, man.
He got about 9 reels, all of them.
Hey, might get busy, you know. You don't never know what's gonna happen. I might want to just take out and throw 4 or 5 of them one time. I'm gonna ease down here, hit this next little place that pushes out a little bit. See if it got anything moving down there.
You know, like I was talking about earlier, you see all them birds standing down that bar right there? What happens is that current, when it gets so strong like that, plus the water's cold, that bait ain't gonna stay out in the river. They're gonna go to the sides. They're gonna stay out of the current. And the whole deal is just finding a spot where they're stacked up. They should be in a good pre-spawn pattern. They should be loaded up and feeding pretty heavily for the upcoming spawn. So anytime in a current situation like that, there's a chance you find them stacked up on a current break. And also another thing in the early spring, like this, rocks is a big key. Like the rocks heat up first, They warm up the fastest, so the fish are going to get on those rocks and eat crayfish, and they'll sun. It just takes that one bite to figure, one little clue to figure out what's going on. Man, where's all them big old Coosa spotted bass at? Well, still searching. I hope Swindle trips over his left leg, falls on the floor, and breaks his left arm. Maybe I can catch up in. Come on, baby. Just a bite.
Should be able to catch one more right here. I got you some more eBay fishing line. I picked a 5-gallon bucket of pine straw with a number 7 Shad Rap at Lake Martin. Looks like I'm gonna get that much fishing line here.
You can do. Until you catch up. £3. Hold on, wait a minute. 3 even. Till you catch back up. The old Bango blade strikes again. See how you have that? See how you have a color change? That current's hitting dead against this bridge or this riprap bank. And it's kicking back out into the river, and you got clean water trapped up. You got clean water trapped in this pocket. Those fish are going to try to get out of that current, and the bait is also, so they're going to follow it in. Plus, they're on a, like I said, they're on a pre-spawn deal. See how fat that fish was? Oh, seriously. I may have just lost my spinnerbait. Dadgummit. Come on. That fish was shallow. I wedged that right in a rock.
Gotta move, boss. Gotta move. It wasn't bad, but it's not what I want. Not a bad start, but not what I want. I'm greedy like that. Let me check this jig line.
Yeah, you know, the conditions we have here, we got the water temperature is 51 degrees. It's, as you can see, like I was talking about earlier, you can see this color change when you get in these pockets. And it's 51 degrees, the water's really stained on the river. Back in the pockets is not too bad. Just we haven't fished much of the pockets yet, but it's not too bad. So we're gonna roll with this. I'm gonna make a decision to stay off this. Try to stay off the main channel for a bit anyway. Just run this, try to stay on these rocks. And that fish that I just caught was probably a foot and a half deep. And we're gonna go with that for just a little bit. Really, that's all you really got right now because it's so muddy. Your fish aren't gonna, you're not gonna be able to fish, you know, that 5, 6, 7, 8 foot. You're gonna have to stay up. You're gonna have to stay fairly shallow. You know, this just ain't about fishing. This is about Tennessee versus Alabama all over again. You know what happened the last time that was in the college football? Tennessee got their teeth kicked in, so I don't want to let my state down. Plus, we got that great grand prize that's going on. What is it? A whopping $10 on this this derby. I think also if I win, Swindle has to say go Vols, and if he wins, I have to say what? Roll Tide? God, I don't want to say Roll Tide. See, the water looks really good. I mean, it looks decent in here. You can see your spinnerbait down about 8, 9 inches, which is not bad. They're still going to be shallow. They're going to be really close, tight to the bank and shallow.
Yeah. All right, we're about the first 15, 16 minutes, I guess, into the deal, and I started in the back of a little old pocket where I knew the water would be a little warmer. Just trying to really what you're trying to do is just establish a way to catch a few pretty quick. I'm going to do some transitions like what's here in front of me. You see that rock pick up the mouth of this creek. I got a lot of mud on the outside, clean right there on both left and right. I come in, there were some birds on the left. Pretty typical pattern down here to run this time of year. So it's kind of easing out. I hit 2 boat ramps right there. It's always a good wintertime pattern, little boat rampage. So I'm kind of easing right along. You can see that rock starts up. Looking at my little Lake Master chip, got a little depth. They will bite you shallow here. Generally when they bite shallow, they still, your boat's sitting in 4 to 6 foot. You can have anything you want on that boat right there, son. church weddings, parties, speakers, Christmas lights. All right, we're getting around here to the juice now. Somewhere on a place like this today, we're gonna hit a group of spots. A lot of bait on the screen right here. They back right in here. That's a good sign. Lots of bait. Bass love bait. Bait loves bass. Bird sitting out on the end of that old road bed, just screaming my name. It's one of them old docks, one of them 4-pound spots to break your crankbait off on. Short stringy. God, that bait's piled up right here. Oh, good God. Did you see that rod jump? How you miss it, dog? How you miss it? You know you want it. You know you want it. How you miss that, dog? I'll make you come back over here and get it. Might have to go a little brighter. Good. Just in time. Two 7. DT4, little crawfish action. I love them some DT4s. Boat ramp side of a dock. Little one, he won't measure, don't worry about it. He ain't 12, baby. I got Ike and Ellie. I got little Ike. DT4, son. Top wintertime gainer right there. Now let's see if we can make this fish bite on the side of this dock again, because he pummeled it on the other side of this deal. Just
I mean, a giant. Gosh dang, I lost him. God dang, that's a 7-pounder. Oh, God, I had my hands on him too. I couldn't get my finger in his mouth. Crap! That sucks! Dude, he had it in the roof of his mouth too. I don't know why it came off. Well, I think I might have figured something out this then. He's on that little piece of brush right in the back of a pocket. Oh my gosh, that sucks. Man, that thing went slack. This went slack. Crap. Man, you talking about making your knees weak. God, that sucked. I may have rushed that one just a little bit. She is green. Crap! Blade wrapped up.
I'm hearing a little buzz through the radio there that Strader, my boy Wesley, just lost a giant. Possibly said something ugly words, so Wes, you need Jesus. Logan Martin's got some big ones in it, man. It wouldn't surprise me if somebody don't catch a 6 or 7 plus today. It's known for big fish. And apparently Wes has got him a little something going on. He's got him a 3-pounder and lost a 5 or 6 pounder. That's good. That's good. That means Team DT4's got to pick it up. Let's work right here where you see the bird at. That's where the dirty water's meeting the clean. It's an old road piece right there, some rock. Could be ugly. Yeah, you can see that current swirling in there. I may have to swap over something a little brighter right there, but it's a shallow up. I'm gonna hold my rod up high. Kind of just swim him out. When did the cheerleaders come on? Just checking. Is Watson gonna be the cheerleader? We could call him Flaming James. Put him in some tights. I'll take that back. That wouldn't be a family-friendly show if you put Watson in tights. I don't even know if they'd have a rating for that. Wouldn't be rated PG. Wouldn't be rated. It'd be rated like Animal Planet. There he is. Yeah, there could be a bunch of them out here. I don't know if he's 12, dog. I don't think he is. Has to be a pound, don't he? I'm gonna check, man. You just never know. I'm gonna make sure he's 12 first. Then we'll wait. He's not. Easy, big head. That should have been a 4-pound spot. Missed it. drilled it, son. Like he trapped it. This is the type of place when they get here, you can make it count right there. That water's mixing perfect. No, I'm Swindle. Man, good. I'm trying to beat up on Wesley, but he ain't gonna be no easy target.
Not good right here. All right, you know, I'm trying to, one of the good things about, you know, throwing a big old, I'm throwing a Bango blade spinnerbait right now, a 5/8 ounce with a number 5 Indiana blade and a number 3 red Colorado blade. And as you can see, the water is like, it's muddy. It's not too muddy, but it's pretty dingy. And anytime in the spring year, I'm throwing it on, I just missed one. Anytime you're throwing that, like I'm throwing it on a 755 PAL CB rod and a 6.8 Lew's magnesium reel, and it's just a good big fish bait early in the spring like that. It's just, it puts out a lot of vibration. That red blade gives it just a little bit more flash than just a traditional. I like going with either double Colorados or a Colorado Indiana this time of year for the, you know, for the vibration. Plus the Bango blade's made with 30,000 wire, so it produces even more vibration because of the lighter wire. The spinner baits are going to break a little bit easier, but you will get a lot more bites than you will with like 40,000 wire. As you can see, it will get a great old big one to bite it. Or as you saw, I should say. And as you can tell, the water's rising. If it wasn't rising, it wouldn't be going back into that culvert. It'd be coming out. So we got rising water. rising muddy water, which aren't the best conditions to fish, but I think it's been coming up for a couple of days now, so it's gotten kind of getting used to it a little bit. Wish I could get through that culvert. I guarantee we'd catch one in that pocket. I don't think we can get through it.
I mean, I think the key we're looking at here is we're looking at this 51 to 52 degree water right on the edge of these creeks where the water's not been blowed out from the rain. It's holding that 51, 52, and you get a little colder on the main and that mud, but that's generally the temp up here on the coast when the stuff starts getting cranked up pretty good. You see a lot of big fish get up shallow. And it's not uncommon to catch a big one cranking down here that time of year. Seems 51, 52 to me is about magic. You can catch them on spinnerbait, slow rolling, flipping, small cranking. Spots is active, largemouth can be active. Water's mixing right here, just perfect. Just perfect. Come on. Come on, Big Jew. Come on, Big Juju. Get it, Big Juju. Where's Juju? Juju, get it. Just trying to stay right on these little rocky points and stuff coming in. Just a little bit of cover, man. It ain't got to be much. Fish in here around this little secondary and we'll move again. Amazing how shallow these fish get in the wintertime. Check, we got a little wind, a little secondary. Let's hit this before we make a move. I see some boulders, good stuff right there. Channel swings in just enough. Right there should be lights out somewhere. We may not catch a bunch right there, but this is the place I would think you could catch the big spot. Kid, we used to come up here and bang them number 5 shad raps, baby. Bang them shad raps in the wintertime, number 5. You ever tried to throw a number 5 shad rap on an old 4600 reel? Woo-hoo-hoo! You had to thumb it, son. It did not throw good. Getting close to a move, Big Daddy. Make one more cast and we're going. Let's move to. Oh, one hit it, didn't get it. Hang on. Hold up. Had somebody trying to interrupt my phone call. Man, it felt like another fish hit that right there. Caught me in one more little short cast. Speed limit's 50, let's go. I got snot flying, dude. Can we waste snot? I think I know which one's that, boss. I think I got a little. I think I know where some might be at. I think the key is you just get right there on the inside where that water's mixing. Might be what you're looking for. Took everything in. Map a couple times.
You know, that I can't figure out why we can't catch no spotted bass. Normally this is a great spotted bass fishery. I don't know if we just ain't gotten the right spot yet, but I'll tell you this, that one I just lost, its belly was as big as the gap between Gerald Swindle's legs. So if that tells you anything. Man, if you could find them on these old baits jumping everywhere out there. You catch one right here in just a second. This is the right looking stuff. See how the water just changed from mud to, and it got shallow? It changed from mud to just good stained water. It's not muddy, it's just stained. Look at them ducks. They're trying to make, they got love on their mind. That's what that bass had on his mind when he was loving my spinnerbait. Come on. This is such a good shallow water fishery too, man. This is a Logan Martin's noted for that. Fish being shallow. Usually you get one bite, that might be a fluke, but if you get two, that tells you a little bit of something. A lot of shad down too. That one's on a piece of wood in the back of a pocket. We got one swirling, we got one boiling right here. Look like one chasing shad. Man, it's shallow. Shallow. I'm dragging the bottom. Well, there's a bar right here in the middle of this pocket, and these shad are pulling in. I'm gonna put me a trap. I'm gonna put me a lipless crankbait on, see if I can't catch one on this flat out here. They like to get up on these. I'm gonna throw something that gets really shallow. A lipless crankbait's always good early in the year too. Just the water's kind of dingy to me, but we'll try it anyway. I mean, with 90 minutes, you just don't have a lot of time to play around. Throw back out on that point and see what happens. Plenty of time. Come on, give me a sign. No, they gotta be on them points. Somewhere. Thing is, if you can find them on one of these points, usually you can put a smack down on them pretty fast. Usually.
I just keep bumping down. I'm a mile or two down below Riverside now. I'm gonna hit a few of these main lake pockets. Got these big boulders like I'm hung in right here. Still trying to play a little bit of a current. You know, if I can get a little current on them, I'll fish the water a little muddier if it's current, a little cleaner if it's not. Watching the temp, watching the time, that move right there is all a little bit about time management here. Try not to burn up too much of your time running at one time, trying to use my head and fish stuff going down, not just run all around. So 90 minutes passes quick. You think it when you're sitting at home, 90 minutes is forever till you get a rod and reel in your hand and start competing against guys, and you think, God, 90 minutes is quick, man. It's a little bit more main lake stuff here, but you can see it's got a really good rocky bottom, and rocks are the key here in the wintertime because they hold the heat and they hold the crawfish. You get a couple sunny days and fish are real prone to move there quick. So I'm just trying to run some of that. And you'll notice I'll bounce in and out of some boat ramp patterns here and there if I see a ramp. I really like this point coming up right here. It's got a little deep vein of water. It runs right up against it and darts back in. So kind of started down there to fish to here. You can really see the watercolor transition right there coming around this point. How it starts to that cleaner water starts banding in. Got a little clear band right there. If I was setting a spot at Bass Buffet, it would be right there. Throwing a little red rattler crankbait, and I may swap over to my DT4 as soon as I hit that clear band. Thing a lot different than this than Martin was, where a lot of us chose to fish down. The current wasn't near as big a factor as it was where Tot was. These rivers, you get the right current, they'll stack up shallow. I love the Coosa River. Used to frame houses and run up here with sawdust on your back, dopping in, fish them night tournaments. Every Saturday, have a big tournament, we'd be here, son. Scratching, hitting them rocks like that, they ain't never changed. To me, the Coosa offers so much cool, different style fishing. If the water's high, you can swim the grass, you can throw buzz baits. Hot summertime, it's great offshore fishing. You want to go up river and drift the current, you can drift the current. Wintertime, it's phenomenal shallow cranking. Always kind of liked it. Been kind of sweet on her.
Yeah, I just missed one on a lipless crankbait, and I seen them bull a couple times right here. They may be white bass, but I just seen them rolling the minnows a couple of times. Usually, you don't miss them on this little lipless crankbait I'm throwing. Might need to start winding it slow instead of pumping it. Sometimes you want to pump it, sometimes you want to wind it. I sure would like to get that going, because when you get that going, you can get well in a hurry. You might not catch a lot of big ones, but well, you can put some numbers up pretty quick. So, come on. That one knocked the crap out of it. There they go, schooling right over in front of that do not dredge sign. Come on. Well, the bait is piled in here. It's just flipping everywhere. It's flicking everywhere. Flipping everywhere. It's just kind of featureless, you know, it's just flat. It just takes a lot of time to, you know, figure out, you know, where they're at in the pockets. If they're in this pocket, they may not be in this pocket as good as they are others. They should be, you see that piece of brush right there? If there's going to be a fish in his pocket, it's going to be on that piece of brush. We'll get bit on that piece of brush. If it holds true to that last pocket I was in. Just trying to figure out who they ought to be right here on this. It's February. Anytime you're in the south, especially Tennessee River, if it's February, they have made their move shallow and they're feeding up, getting ready for the spawn. And it should be no different on Lake Logan Martin. Just figuring out where they're at Lake Logan Martin. It's so stinking shallow. Huh? See, what you have, this is so flat in this pocket. Any fish that pulls into this pocket is going to be, you know, it's going to go to something. And usually an isolated target is way better than fishing like 72 docks. You want something isolated. So this is the perfect place where they pull up out of this, pull out of the river. They come in here to, you know, seek where they're going to spawn at. Well, this is out off the bank. This is the first thing you're going to stop on before they go in. It's in looks like it's in about 2 foot of water, 2.5 foot of water, which is, now the other fish, look at that, and it just took off out of that brush pile. Golly bum. I don't know if it was running a shad or just running out of the brush pile. Dang. You see it and run out of that brush pile? Come on. If these docks has got any water on them, they might be okay too. Big old dude in that brush pile. What? Well, the reason I switched to 3 different baits, I know there's a fish in that brush pile. I seen it move. It either chased a shad or it just moved out of the top of the brush pile. And I'm just trying to figure something to throw in there, maybe get a reaction strike. Not so much a hunger strike, but a reaction strike. So now I'm pitching a jig in there, which usually this time of year, you know, crawfish and shad, that's about all I got to eat. I may eat old brim every now and then, but oh well. See if we're on these docks. Suckers. Man, that was horrible, horrible execution. Wow.
One. Here we go. You can see what I'm coming up on. I got the current. I can see the rip of the current right there off the rocks. This is an old fishing little history, but this is one of them that I've, since I was a kid, you can always catch fish on. Got that really good chunk rock. Slow it down, baby. That ain't what a man wanted right there, was it? Well, bass knows that I'm here. They running all kind of interference on me. cracked it right there. He's there. Oh, he's there. I know you're there, Big Troy. Just want to get one run a little shallower in rocks just to high up right there. Just checking it.
Well, we're getting ready to come up on what I kind of similar to what I got that big one on earlier. Is this lay down right here. It could just be a lay down deal. I don't know. You don't get enough bites to really test your theory out. If I was to get another bite in a brush pile like that or a log, that's what I'd do. I'd just start running lay downs or. I mean, you don't just have one big one in the back of a pocket like that for no reason. Same kind of water depth, 1.9. Come on, little sign. A little bit of a sign. Actually, looks like you got a little water turnover back here in the back too. Another thing I didn't talk about was a lot of times when you get these warmer rains, that's why they move to the back of them to get in that warmer water. You know, a bass is a cold-blooded creature just like a snake or anything else. They want to get as warm. Their body activity depends upon their body temperature. And anytime they can get in the warmer water, they're going to do that because they're a cold-blooded creature. That will run. It's that run-in coming in. It's not muddy. It's just a clear run-in, and it's warmer water, so should. That's another thing to pay attention to in trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. What's puzzling is we ain't catching no little ones. You know, it's all either been a good one or nothing. Let's go back to the lip. I think I just got another bite. Hooked up. Well, we're going down the steeper side of this pocket right now, trying with this lipless crankbait. It's not really steeper, it's just a tad bit steeper. It's 2 foot instead of 1 foot. So, as you can see, there's a pea.
Yeah, I'm just soil samples. Checking soil samples. Full screen. Audio. Thought we'd hit a main lake pocket or two right this little depth coming in, just check. Should start dropping off, not being quite as shallow. Water's cleaning a little bit. I like it. I like it. A little spinnerbait action. I like him sticks like it. Well, you see that little bit of dried grass right there? Just a little bit of real shallow cover, and it's something I can work through there and kind of pop them blades together. See if I can make an old big largemouth run out. You can't never tell up here, man. To me, on the Coosa, you can get no bigger, big fish bait sometimes than spinner bait. This ain't feeling it, brother. Something this ain't right here. Let's go. I just got a weird feeling that it ain't right, and I'm ready to go. Yep, we're gonna make it. Kind of like whoopee when you ain't feeling it, you gotta move. Can you say that on the internet? I mean, is that illegal? Is that a legal statement to say on the internet? Fishing is a lot like whoopee. If you ain't feeling it, you gotta move. Thought I'd throw that out there at you.
Yep, here we are. We're almost to the end of the pocket. We're right here where it comes back into the pocket. I switched up to a P flat and a red and chartreuse PHP flat, trying to, it's 2.8 where I'm at right now, but this is a really, you can't see it, but it's a really hard bottom. It's got just a little bit of a drop to it, so this should be the side that they come in on, travel in on. They may stop right here on this corner. Could be, it's worth a shot. I'm just trying to piece something together to catch some keepers, you know. It seems like Gerald's kind of, knock on wood, he's kind of stalled out right now. Either that or the bite started first thing this morning and it's kind of died off. It was definitely going okay for just a little bit. Come on. Plenty of clean water right here. Plenty of clean water. What's that? Dang, I cannot figure out why we cannot catch no spotted bass. This lake is notorious for spotted bass, and it's not happening yet. I don't know if they just ain't biting. We won't worry about it if we keep catching big old 7-pound bow-legged bass. Gosh dang it, come on. This shad just thick right here on my trolling motor. The Lowrance, they're just lighting the Lowrance up right here. Lawrence, oh Lawrence is lit up. Let's go straight across the other side.
We jumped down toward the bottom end of our off limits toward the Stimley Bridge area. I rode through here a minute ago and seen all the birds in the creek right here. It's like a lot of baits pushed up. We got a lot of rock in this creek, and that's kind of one I've been kind of working to get to here. Water's going to improve as we fish our way in. You can see why I'm here. Birds diving, cranes on the points. It tells you there's a lot of bait backed up in here. Water's a little warmer. You know, with only 90 minutes, one thing I'm having to really try to change is not to fish too many patterns like you're practicing, or where you're really trying to open up a big range and fish. You kind of got to keep it smaller, quicker, but not spin you out where you're just fishing too fast. But you don't need to try to, I mean, you just don't need to be running everywhere. You got to kind of manage and move and not worry about too many patterns and analyzing. You just got to catch. And it's hard to get out of that mindset of practice or tournament day where you're fishing on a Thursday and thinking about Friday and Saturday. Watercolor's improving it. I've caught a contraceptive or a shaking head. That's a big old worm now. Somebody was mighty ambitious. Coming out of the mud, fishing go back to the DT4. I really like these banks because they're a little steeper. Shallow right off, and a little bit more than 45 on out here. All right, let's get this going, baby. Ooh, that's one of them that about tricked old daddy, didn't it? I mean, you just look around you. They in here somewhere, son. There's a bird on every rock, every corner, every piece of bait up Stemley Bridge or Riverside's pushed in this creek. Me and you finna catch some of them. Good God, at the bait. They lined up at the buffet over there, ain't they?
It's the right color, watercolor. It's 4 foot deep, 51 degrees. It's overcast, but that's a little bit of a false signal overcast day because it rained so hard last night. We're kind of on the back side of the front. It just hadn't, the clouds just hadn't got out of here, but you can, you know, as long as it's the first day after the front, you're good. The second day, it gets a little bit tougher, so. Come on. This is the right stuff. Right brush. Right coming in off of the main channel. Should be funneling in here like crazy because of the water. The water's flying out there. It's not even moving in here. Plenty of cover. Plenty of rocks. Just, dang. It is just tough to get a bite. Five minutes to go. 5 minutes to go in the first period. We need 3 periods. We don't need 2. Gonna change the rules right quick. Come on. You're supposed to be in this brush.
You know, getting near the end of the first period, and it's going about like I thought it was going to go. You know, get a few bites and all that, but back of my mind, knowing I really need to bring it because, I mean, I've known Wesley. Dude, I fished against Wesley for my first angler of the year in Jerry Ryan's back when I was early 20s. You know, this kid, he's a man now. He's always been a stick. Fishes a lot like me, and I know he has the ability to fire him up and get it going, so I got much respect for him and know I need to catch him. Need to keep making something happen here because he's a sure enough hammer. I wouldn't tell him that to his face though, so y'all don't tell him that after this is over, but he's a little old hammer. He's just a little old hammer. He's just a little old hammer. The jig, it's just a bait I got a lot of confidence in the winter times. Big jig like that, big half, big 9/16 weights like that, and I put that Zoom big salty chunk on there, and you know, I'll skip it in there, and certain places I fish it back, certain places you see me kind of swim it over and kill it, super shallow. It's just a big fish technique, man, and you know, I know when I pick it up I ain't gonna get many bites. It's like the kid that stutters asking all the hot chicks to dance. He's not gonna get them all to say yes, but one of them's gonna go all in. Just saying. Got to figure out what depth these fish are in this creek somewhere, because we should be able to get down this last couple of minutes. We get to this point right here. All right. Leaves. I can reel them in now. They in here somewhere. Little secondary right there. I gotta pee. Should be out of time. I gotta pee. Oh, I had to pee.
All right, we are back, Gary. Oh, forgot about that. We are back, and a flurry the first 30 minutes,
Boy.
and then that was about it.
You know, there was something else interesting to me. You can help me here a little bit. I have sometimes a hard time seeing what they're using, but Wesley was doing pretty good with that spinnerbait, albeit a few fish, but my God, they were huge. And look at that square lip that Gerald was using, and then they quit using it. What's up with that?
Well, they moved all around, switching
Well,
it up.
I
You know, the
know.
other thing is we see both shots, but they were switching baits quite a bit.
They were a lot. But particularly, I don't know. I'd have hung on to that square lip a little bit longer, I think. But that's just me. I noticed from the instant feedback, what's so cool about this is it's as close to going fishing without actually being there as you could possibly get.
Yeah.
And with the instant feedback, I said, oh, I should throw a jig. Oh, I should do this. And I'm sitting here doing the same thing. It gets so exciting sometimes. You kind of lose it thinking, oh, come on. Second guessing these two guys is kind of crazy. They're so good, but still.
All right. The story in the first half, the big fish that Wesley Strader lost.
Oh, man, it was a good fish. Now, he was saying 7. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? It was big, though. It was at least big enough to tie it up, if not go ahead a little bit.
It would have taken a commanding lead if he would have been able to get that one in. But as we stand right now, Swindle with 4 fish for 7 pounds, Wesley Strader with 1 fish for 3 pounds. And right there at the end of the half, there was a bunch of laydowns that Strader was kind of easing up on. I just wonder, they get a 15-minute break now. They can do whatever they want. They just can't fish.
I wonder if he'll start there. What do you think?
I think he will.
If I were him, I would. Boy, it looked good. There were laydowns where he had been doing whatever he's been doing, was on that kind of water. Plus, it was on a point leading into the cove there. Oh, man. I couldn't believe he didn't catch one right there at the end.
Yeah. The first 30 minutes, kind of an early morning bite, I guess. We had a lapse there of almost 50 minutes where there was no action at all.
Nothing.
A couple of short fish that were caught by Swindle, but really nothing taking place after that first 30 minutes.
It's amazing. It just turned off. Now, maybe they moved out of them. I don't know. I can't tell you. But it sure turned off, man. It was just crazy.
All right. A lot of people on the instant feedback. And, folks, a couple of things. One, some of the questions have been answered. So if you scroll down the instant feedback, you might get one of the answers. A lot of questions about water clarity and water temp and baits and everything. This thing is going to evolve, Gary. There are some things that these guys are doing that as we continue with this series, there'll be a little bit more explanation as to what's going on, a little bit more detail. But with it being the first one, hey, I'm kind of eased a little bit that everything went as well as it did in the first half. I just wish we had a few more fish catches.
Well, but they're catching them, so whatever. We still get to go fishing. We're almost in the boat with these guys, and we get to second guess them and all this, and then say, I'd throw a jig at that bush, and sure enough, somebody'd pick up a jig and throw it in the bush. It's just great. It's fun. This is fun.
All right, cool stuff. A lot of people on the instant feedback, as I mentioned. A couple of suggestions. It would be cool if we were actually able to ask the anglers questions as they were fishing. We are going to be able to do that in future matches. Sometimes through the communication that we have with the camera guys right now, they're able to cue the anglers up on maybe some topics or maybe an area that they're pulling up to or something like that. But yes, we want to engage the viewers in future one-on-one lives to where that interaction takes place.
Yeah, and I think that's important, and we'll get there. It's just not there today. Well, it'll get there just in future matches, and that's the deal.
Yeah.
This is pretty good the way it is right now, buddy.
Well, obviously, anything that gets done, you can always improve on it, and we will take a lot of stuff from this very first one and make it better as we continue with this series. A lot of people were asking on the instant feedback, will this be the only one? No. I mentioned in the pregame show, we're going to have 6 more of these, and I promise you they will get better. Now, I do want to address one thing. You'll hear some static every now and then, and what that is interference, and with wireless stuff that is taking place with the cellular carriers that we're using and the wireless mics and everything else that's networked on the boat. Sometimes you have that frequency static that we are working on diligently to try and get rid of. So it will get better. We apologize for a little bit of static that's in there every now and then, but eventually it will go away.
You know, prior to the match, I was trying to guess, as I guess you were, how they're going to catch him, what are they going to do, and so forth. I tell you what, that main lake being cut off from these guys, and by that I mean muddy, just terribly muddy water, that I would have bet anything, if it hadn't been for that, it probably would have came true, that this lake's got a lot of long clay, hard clay points on it, and I would have bet anything that a jerkbait would have come into play. But the way it is now, it's going to be tough for a jerkbait to come into play. Water's not quite right for it. I think the crankbait, spinnerbait kind of thing is going to continue on. We'll see, but I imagine that's what's going to do it.
Spinnerbait, crankbait, jig. Those have really been the 3 baits that these guys have been switching in and out multiple times. And color making a huge difference this time of the year.
Well, it will, and particularly this color of water. I mean, you got to have something they can see. I noted that Gerald's using a very similar bait that Takahiro had just won that tournament on. Down the river there a ways, and very similar bait. Color-wise, I imagine brand and everything is very, very similar. We'll just have to kind of see. Wesley was throwing a rattle bait a little bit, and I kind of thought that would pick up too, particularly with the number of Catoosa bass that are in this thing. I thought that would really pick up on that.
All right, let's do this. I'm going to try and see if we can get Wesley to where he can actually comment on his first half. Dave, are you there? Okay, Dave, are you there? Is Dave?
No, Dave. No, Dave. No, Dave.
Let's see. Okay, let's go to Gerald then and give him. Let's see if he can give us some commentary on his first half.
He's got a mouthful.
Yeah.
He's replenishing is what he's doing.
All right, here we go. He's up.
Drive safely and beat Rocky Top. All right. Lulu's goals for the day on my sandwich bag. Goals for the day, be thankful, drive safely, and beat old Rocky Top. Rocky Top. I'm gonna save that sandwich, baby. Right now, old Rocky Top ain't going down easy. Daddy's gonna pick the pace up. I'm gonna make a little pass in here if I ain't got bit pretty quick. I'm dumb and I'm a little slow, but I'm going back to where I started, where I caught all in real quick. Sometimes you gotta return to the scene of the crime. I don't understand why, but you let me know when I can sling it and bring it. I got these gloves on. I look like Michael Jackson. I want to throw my trick knee out. Between my knees and your back, we won't even make a good team, do we? What am I looking at time-wise? 2 minutes? God, that's golden right there. Did you see that again? Yes, I did. Yes, I did see that again. There, old Wesley West. Ready? Come on, Jeffries. Still on live? I can do my. Man, I feel like sexy in there, like Spider-Man. Just want to crawl on buildings and stuff. I like it when guys come out there in the summertime and they got a buff on up to right here. And they got gloves on. neck gaiters, 32. You can't even see who they are. And you look down, they got shorty shorts on. I'm like, hey, bro, you got the top of the tree covered with a tarp, but you left the trunk available. Pro tip of the day, keep your snot rag handy. You don't want to embarrass your mom and daddy when you're sniffing snot on TV.
Wesley full screen. 7-3. Talk to me real quick.
Check, check, check.
You know, the first period there, I'm not out of it. I ain't had but 2 bites, but I've had the 2 quality bites that I needed. He's not running away with it, but you know, if I can just get some more bites like I've been getting, if I could just get 3 of those bites in this period, I could probably, you know, I could put some numbers up on the board. So see what happens. You know, I think I've made some good decisions. The only bad decision I made was trying to get that fish in a little too soon and lost it. So, but we should be up right now, but it's fishing. They come off, keep casting, try to catch another one. I hope Swindle loses every fish that bites him from here on out.
How long before he can cast? 1 minute before he can cast.
Okay.
Just let me know when I can cast. Let's get it on. 90 minutes, baby. I gotta pick the pace up. Well, I've just seen a few blowing up out there. I don't know if they stripe or bass, but we'll give this pocket a few more minutes. But check, 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 check that audio. Well, I'm starting right back in the pocket where I had the last 10 minutes in with a lot of bait in there. I'm gonna fish a little bit more of it. If I don't see what I want, I'm gonna turn around and head back up to that area I started in. Had a little old warm water pocket. Fish back around it. I ain't no dummy. I mean, I had all them bites in there, and then it just kind of died off. So I'm gonna have to think that there was more to that pocket than met the eye. I've even went down and put on a hand carved little homemade wooden bait just to see if it's that lead ain't crap when you got Wesley behind you. I'm not happy with what I've done. I should have caught more fish. It just didn't. Last part of the day, they just kind of slipped. That quarter just kind of slipped away from us, and that just wasn't productive. And I'm not very keen on doing that again. I'm going to try to you know, don't overthink it. Whew. Good God. I don't want to overthink it, but I don't want, you know.
Another good one. Told you, good green looking water. That's another one, almost 3 pound. He may be 3 pound. 214. Come on. Did it round up or what? How's it go? 211 and a quarter? 211 and a half. 211? I'll come back and hit that tree again in a minute. That sucker's right out in the end of it. Boy, the other one's feeling really bad right now. Wow. It's the hardest thing this time of year is make yourself, you want to fish fast, but you can't fish too fast because the fish just aren't they're not as aggressive as you would be, say, when the water warmed up a little more. There should be one right here under this dock. I mean, this should be money. This should be money. Almost 54 degrees in here. You know, same thing, that fish was in the end of a tree. Same thing, brush pile, same deal. The bass really like to stage in brush. Brush and rock this time of year, right before they go. That's just their deal. Brush, rock, grass, whatever they can get to. But we don't have no grass here, we just got brush and rocks. So, trying to just cover water and trying to fish fast but slow all at the same time. Can't believe they ain't none on them.
I mean, I give you this, he's catching the right ones, you know. He just caught his second one. He's averaging 3-pound average. He just, and he's lost a big one. So Wesley's most definitely doing something to get a few big bites, you know. Got to guard that off. I just got to get more bites. Make a few moves here and we'll be. You just fish your game. Don't do nothing crazy. Just fish your game. Pulling in leaves. I just ain't believe it ain't a 5-pound largemouth on this bank. I just ain't believing it, Hammer. Old spring call. Huh? 52.5. Store my little flat-sided bait on these little old docks. It's just checking. I'm gonna crank this little backup secondary point. If I ain't caught one in here, then I'm gonna make a move. There's nowhere. Old Big Clyde's around me somewhere. I know that. I'm an old Big Clyde too. This stretch is between Stemley and Riverside. It's got some main lake pockets, you know, decent rock banks. It's got the Chocolox, the big creek that feeds off of it, and it's where a lot of the mud's coming from. But it's, you know, from 1 to 10 on the lake, it's probably not the best stretch of the river, but it's not bad. A lot of tournaments get 1 in this area. Summertime, there's good stuff to fish. Generally pretty, you know, it can be pretty good in the wintertime. It's got the right stuff. You always just have to face a little bit of a, we get a lot of rain, you get blowed out with that water, but it's a pretty good 6 or 7 miles to fish. It ain't bad. I'll take it. Win, lose, or draw, take it. Little boat ramp right here. You know what big largemouth sitting there on that point? You know he is, dude. I'm in a hammer too. Water's rose a few inches last night. Colored up a little bit and he slid up in there. All right.
You know, they ought to be on these docks, like, but the problem is just winding that thing slow enough, making yourself wind it slow enough to maybe get a bite. I thought maybe they might use the ends of these docks the same way they're using those laydowns. That fish was in about 5 or 6 foot of water in the end of a laydown. They should be doing the same thing on these docks, but I hadn't got bit on them yet. Doesn't mean they're not on them, it's just I hadn't caught one yet. I switched up to a 3/8 ounce bango blade so I can wind it slower and give them, it keeps it in the strike zone a little bit longer. You know, this water's a little bit clearer in here. I shouldn't say a little bit, it's a lot clearer. It's almost like, it's that good green algae water. Algae looking color, so I'm starting to see a few fish here now suspended on the graph a little bit, but could be, I know it's not bass, it's bluegill or something else. Too small of marks. Come on, baby. Come on. Man, seriously? They ought to be a fish on these docks. There's a brush pile right there on that dock, down deep. Couple of brush piles. We got some old crappie fishermen live right here. Just seen one arched up over the top of that brush. I don't know what that was, but it felt good. It wasn't a fish, but it felt fantabulous. It's a board or something. Hit it again. There was definitely some fish over the top of that brush pile right there just then. What's that? Come on. That is nuts. Right now I'm switching up to go to a little old, it's called a W2 by Old School, it's PH Custom Lures, Old School Balsa. And flat baits are really good early in the spring and in the fall. The only thing is they don't come through wood very well, so it's more of a rock, sand, you know, something that doesn't have a lot of brush on it, because it's hard to get it to come through the brush. But typically this time of year, the shad are real lethargic. They got a real tight wobble to them, and that's what that bait mimics. It's just got a real tight wobble to it. We just got to get one to bite it. Come on. So many dead blame pine needles in this lake, it's hard to keep the needles off of it. It's really shallow up there. Gosh, dog it. I just missed a brush pile. Dang it. Didn't see it till I was right on top of it. Turn back around and cast on it. There'll probably be one in that one too. Dang it. Right straight out in front of that. Yeah, I mean, I throw it on the bait catcher a lot, but Powell just came out with they just came out with this composite spinning cranking rod, and it's ideal for the homemade shad wraps, you know, flat sides. So many leaves and stuff in here, dude. It's hard to can't hardly wind. There's so much stuff in the water.
Well, just during them last couple of seconds that I was gone, we ran all the way back upriver to where I started. Pretty cold, chilly ride. Back toward the upper end, off limits, back in the same little old creek. I'm just going to start back around with my DT4, just to ease around. I had some bites in here quick and then left, so we're going to see if there's a lot of them piled in here. And we're going to check this pipe coming in again. It's the wood, man. It's got the right action. It ain't over the top. Especially when it gets a little clarity. It's just that wood. It just something about it is the right vibration that they need. That DT has caught some bass in its time now. Just checking the pipe, baby. Got a little flow. I'm gonna crank it around, throw my jig in there just a second, just see what we got. I know he's there, you know he's there. Everybody at home knows he's there. Try to get where I can get the right line up on the pipe. Broke her off, didn't I? I showed her who was boss, didn't we? Just so happened I got a few of them laying out.
Man, it's slow. Bite is slow, slow, slow. I wonder how bad Swindle's running his mouth about me right now. This old feller's got a permanent leak in his boat or something. That's a continuous bilge. I think one of the welds has come out of the all weld. Come on. There's gotta be one down right through here. Has to be brush all in front of this dock right here. There should be a great big one laid up underneath this. 1 hour. Son of a gun, this goes fast. You know what? Gosh, dog it, come on. All right, this next dock's got brush all over it. Only bad part about these docks, you can't really get up underneath them. They got so many cross braces under them. Now you tell me why they wouldn't be a fish on that dock, because that's got more cover on it than them brush piles. I mean, them laydowns do. It's got to have something to do with that horizontal stuff. We'll find out here in just a second. I'm gonna cross over and hit that one lay down. Gosh, dog it, come on. You know there's one in there somewhere. Come on, begging. One more like we just caught will put us in the lead. Well, this one I didn't fish it real well. I messed it up. I got in it. But the great thing about this time of year when the water's cool like this, they won't swim off very far. Even if they do swim, they'll just kind of stay right where they're at. They won't swim off. So I'd let it rest. I'm coming back to it because it really looks like the deal. I mean, this looks just like what I've caught them out of. So I'm going back to it, going to fish it again. Plus, you see how it pinches down right here before it opens up into this bay? That's just a good stopping spot, you know, just where they'll kind of hang out. That's just a good area for one to stop. And, of course, we know they're in the brush, so I went with that smaller spinnerbait so I keep it up, not tangled up in the branches so much. I'm going to flip this one, too. It's kind of a little bit bushier. It's hard to get through it. I can't really get through it with this spinnerbait like I need to. Probably pitch my jig around it just a little bit. I mean, it's 6 foot deep here. Got a good, I mean, this is a perfect looking spot. I caught a stinking limb. Main thing is when you pull up on one of these, don't just make one cast or a couple casts and then go on, because sometimes they're kind of lethargic. And it takes several times getting it to come through there before they'll react and bite it. I know there's a fish in that top. There's no way there's not a fish in it. This top or that next one, there's a fish in it for sure. Water's a little bit dingier than it was right back there. Pitch my old black blue jig in there. Dang, my fingers are sticky. What's that?
I know they're biting somewhere. They're biting, man. And they gotta be biting somewhere. It's Logan Martin. Cranking that little old ramp. About to throw that. I fished a bunch on it, and I've won some derbies on it. I've had my butt kicked on it too, but I've won some derbies on it. You know, it's one of the lakes we spent a lot of time on as a kid, driving back and forth up here fishing. I fished upriver a lot when the framed houses would get rained out and all the flooding would go up there fishing that current because you didn't have to burn much gas. You could kind of take it easy. Don't know what that is suspended there, but I'm gonna yo-yo that. They're biting somewhere, Hammer.
There we go. Big old spotted bass. You know what that's fixing to do? That's fixing to kick Swindle in the teeth. Told you there's a fish in that lay down there. That's gonna be almost 3 pounds. Right at it. $2.14. Finally caught one of them big old Coosa River spotted bass. Told you, didn't I? That's why you don't just pull up on a lay down and make one cast in the spring, because I'm telling you, I've been on the TWRA shock boat, and when you pull up on one of them lay downs this time of year and you throw the charge on it, there's about 10 to 15 bass in them lay downs every single time, if it's in the right spot. Slow, baby, slow. You gotta wind that thing so slow, it's crazy. Crushed it. There's another one in it, I promise you. You know, in the spring, I don't typically spend a whole lot of time on one of these deals, because normally you're going to get the aggressive fish that's in there to bite. But sometimes you can sit there, you know, I'll give it 10 or 15 casts anyway, you know, after I catch one, see if I can catch another one. But I'm definitely, like where I just hooked that other one in that other tree, I'm going to go back and fish it again. Because this time of year, there's just not one fish in a laydown like that. There'll be several. Just like where I hooked that big one over there, it wouldn't be surprising me if there's another, you know, another one in there, another 2 or 3 in it. That old begging be looking real good right now. I'd have old Bojangles doing the dippy dance. The dippy dip dance. I'm gonna throw one more time and I'm gonna put my jig in there and see if I can get one on the jig out of that tree. I know there's one in it. Another one. I might throw my crank plug through it a little bit. Throw my old crank plug through it and see what happens. Sometimes you can get an old reaction strike out of one coming through there. See, I hit a limb right there that I didn't even hit with that spinnerbait just then. Come on. I know there's another in there. One more cast and we're gonna go to the next spot. Idle back around there to that other brush pile. Thought I'd hooked another largemouth there for a second. Alright, one more. Can't go leave on a bad one. Can't leave on a bad one, can't leave on a good one. Ooh, that felt real good right there. Old pine trees is hard to come through with a crankbait. They hard to come through.
Well, Wesley's caught another big one and moved into the lead, but we still got 50 so minutes to fish, so I think on this deal you just don't try to worry about that stuff, you just fish. I mean, we need 1 or 2 bites. That can happen quick. Don't think it can't. Channel swings in on this rock right here, feeding this creek. You know, pressure can motivate you, it can break you. Different days, I think, you know, it has effect on people different. I've been in that situation a bunch, it seems like, where I had to really make something happen, and part of that motivates me, you know. I think you just learn to control the emotions and try not to fish too fast. You know, you can't do nothing but the best you can do, and you kind of got to tell yourself that and just fish and don't freak out. And it's real easy when Wesley's catching them big ones like that. You know, you seem to want to push yourself too hard or do more or do less, but kind of slowly learn, just fish your game. If you get beat, you get beat, but just fish what you do. Don't. I know I can make 2 casts right here and be way out front. I think you just gain confidence in yourself and just go with it that way. It's a really good channel swing right here.
All right, we're back here at this laydown where I just caught my second fish. And I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try to stay way off of it. As you can see that tree how it's broke, like you got a tree coming out, it's broke off. That lets me know more than likely there's another section of that tree down underneath the water that you can't see. And sometimes that's just, you know, just something you need to pay attention to when you're fishing down the bank. Don't always just look for always the visual stuff. Sometimes there's clues to, see that one's broke off right there. Sometimes when it broke off, it didn't float off. It's already waterlogged because it's been in the water so long. The rest of it's just down underneath the water. So I always kind of Don't just always fish the obvious visual stuff. You know, you kind of gotta put a mental picture in your head. Put a mental picture in your head that there's more to that out there in the water than it seems. Come on, Melba, bite that thing. Come on, baby, bite it. Come on. That's what I caught that last one out of right there. There's a limb out there you can't see. That's what I caught that off of, that limb. I just had another one that come off. Dang it. Just had another one. Just had another one. He didn't get it though. I didn't even hook him. He just knocked the fire out of it. Dang, he knocked the doo-doo out of it. Old doo-doo smacker. Dang it. Sucker. Could have been a crappie. All right, I had one bite it. Let's see if it'll hit that jig. Come on.
Scales. $112.
112.
Just missed one. Had one hit right at my feet. Oh, missed him. Whew. Freaking blistered it, son.
Dang. Can't believe that. You know, we're fixing to make a change here in just a second. We're fixing to move, go back, and maybe try to rework some of the stuff we've already fished. The whole common denominator in this thing seems to be laydowns. I mean, I don't know where enough of them are to go run them, you know. I mean, do you run around and try to look for more, or you can almost just about bet you're going to get a bite out of one of them, so let's go try some more. Let's go try some more laydowns, something. We're going to go back to the rock where I caught the first one, see if we can get another bite there. I messed that up when I got hung.
Little channel swing, and I seen several on the screen. I caught that one, had 2 more miss it, so I'm gonna fish on down this swing. This pocket's laid out really good. I swapped to a little old flat bait, real light action, just trying to get bites, get your head in the game. A lot of bait blowed in here. Water's a good color. I'm picking up leaves. You ever want to rake your yard, just tie on a flat sided crankbait, DT4, and go down the bank.
We should be getting bit off these rocks way better than we have been. Ooh, I think that was a bite. I think it just got a bit. I think. Felt like it. Woo! There's a gar come up and popped. A garzer. Come on. Right here where this mud line is, where it transitions. Come on, Beulah. Melba, Beulah, Raynell, Parnell. I don't care, whichever one of them wants to bite. Gosh, they ought to be jammed right here. Come on. What's that?
Felt good. No, hooked in top of the head. Hooked in top of the head, spotted bass. Get up in here, get up in here. Had him hooked wrong, but I'll take him. On the boat ramp, You hook them on that light line, that 10-pound sun line on the side of the head, son, you think you got old Moby. One six. I had that sucker right outside the head, dude, right on the...
That's gonna be 3, I think. Three, 2. Me? What Swindle got? There's another. Oh, he come off! Oh, that's a big one. That's a good one. Dang. I don't think it's as big as that last one, but it was a good one. There's another. It's another good one. One 6. What is it? What Swindle got? Missed another one. That's a good one. That's a big one. Stay on there, baby. Two six. I missed another one. God, look at they're stomping that thing, dude. Look at them bulling. See them bulling in the bait out there? Dang it. I should have had two more. Come on, stay on. Stay on there. They're there, boys. They're there. I gotta wait for it to zero. Alright. It should be 1-4, 1-5, something like that. One four. I'm gonna catch one more on that spinnerbait and I'm gonna have to build another one right quick. I'm gonna go ahead and build another spinnerbait before I break that one and I'll be mad at myself. How much time I got? Gotta build me another bingo blade right quick. Doesn't take that long.
want me to say? He's had that flurry and ain't got nothing for it. Just what it is. Let's go. We're going to hit another corner. Let's go. Right there at the corner.
All right, what I'm doing is this spinnerbait's 30 thousandths wire, so you can only get, I mean, when you buy it, it's a fairly inexpensive spinnerbait, but after you catch about 10 on it, it flexes the wire so bad you need to take all the blades off and put it on the other. So I kicked me a pair of spinnerbait pliers, and there goes Swinkowski. Look at him running around like a chicken. He had to come up here and snoop on me, boys. Did you see him snooping on me? Won't come up here and snoop on me. Snoop dog. So he caught another one then, didn't he? Here's the thing, I can't go nowhere else right now. I'm locked in right here, so no matter what happens, it's win or lose right here. But here's the thing about here, dude. You can catch a great, we saw that earlier, you can get a great old biggin in this, you know. Them biggins is ball game changers, son. Maybe they'll fire it back up now. Well, I know what's going on. There's a drain. There's a ditch that runs right through here. And when I came in here earlier, I caught that good one right there. But when I got up there and got hung, I saw about 4 or 5 more rocks in the middle of that drain. And then fish are in this clear water. There's a little bit of current coming out there. And they're in that drain, just staging in that clearer water. And I can see them bulling out there. I see the mud kicking up when they're chasing shad. See all these herrings standing here, these white birds, they're standing here, they're eating shad, and the bass are right here doing the same thing. So it's just a good funnel. I mean, it's just like deer hunting. It's a funnel. It's a funnel area. You look for funnels. You know, this time of year you look for funnels. When they're coming back out from spawning, you look for funnels. It's just a good funnel. Come on, baby. One of them great old biggins. $13? Bull, it was 16 10 minutes ago. There's another. See how they're eating that thing? They're getting it down their throat. I don't know if he's gonna make the grade. Yeah, he's a pound. It's in the spring. You can't have one that way. 1-1. Missed another one. Gosh dang. Golly, bum, rattling that thing. Whoop! Missed another one. I know better than to jerk. That's what sucks. Don't jerk. Just start winding. Just missed another one.
End of the day. Other side right there, end of the day. Just gonna jump right across. Just jump right over there.
They're getting smaller, boys. He might accidentally make it, but I doubt it. That ain't gonna make it, boys. That ain't gonna make it. If he does, it'll be by the hair of his chinny chin chin. Oh, you sucker. Come on. Come on now. Let me zero it out. Come on.
One, two.
I'm getting bumped like crazy. I just ain't eating it like it was. Nothing, just dogged it. Dunk! Come on, bacon. You know there's one of them bacons laying right here just like it was over on that other side.
Just show him a jig. Ain't got nothing for it. Hit a flare, found the school, game over. Clock ran out. Count it. Nothing. Got to talk a hero, son. crank up. Hell, I can't pull it. Might as well idle up there and throw at it.
Man, I'm trying to switch up baits here to see if I can get them fired up on something else. I'm throwing a bladed jig in there. It makes a lot of vibration. Trying to just trigger one more to bite. See if I can get one more of them gooderins to bite it. Begging. Great begging. I may have depleted the resource. But for about 10 minutes, that was 15 minutes, that was awesome. That was a rock. That was a rocker. That freaking tree gets me every time. I keep forgetting about it. I mean, this big old long 755 seat back endurance, 755 CB endurance is gonna trim the crap out of that tree here before long. Let me switch one more time, one more bait switch. One more bait switch. What did I just do with that? There it is. Put the old poo on, see what happens. Old poo. How much time? 5? 5 minutes. Boy, that is shallow. I mean, it's shallow. I mean, shallow. That is so shallow. As soon as it hits it, I'm whining. It's just kunk, 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 kunk. There he is. I don't know if he'll make it or not. Come on, baby. Get some more hooks in you. There you go. He's got 2 sets in him. Switched the old poo and got him. One in the mouth and one in the belly. Okay. 0. Boy, it takes too long. 1-8. If you just get it to come through there without catching trash, I think you catch more. Every time I go through, I catch some trash. Just missed one. got some trash on it, and she's done. There he is. That's a good one, I think. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's why you always don't just fish something. It's at 0. That's going to be over 3. 3.8. You got that 3.8, right? Look there. On the poo. PH, Custom Lures, poo.
I'm out. It's my mama's birthday. Got my ass whooped on Logan Martin. I'm going to take my mama out to eat. That's what I think about it.
Quitter! He's a quitter! You know what Swindle is? He's a quitter. He done went back to the ramp. Stop. Either he's trying to go in there and fish around the dock and try to catch one. Woo, son! One-on-one live is intense. Took us a little while to figure it out, but we got it figured out.
Where we at?
Boom. Can I just cast again and see if I can catch one? What's that? Man, I really thought that big one was going to come back to haunt me. But that's why, like this time, you know, it's very critical this time of year in the spring that you kind of go back and re-explore some of the stuff that maybe you caught a fish on or didn't catch a fish on. That right there is a prime example of, you know, I've been searching all day for one of those funnel areas that had them in it, or a current break spot that had them in it. But what happened was I caught a 3, I think a 3 even right here, and I made a long cast up there and I got hung in the rocks, and I messed it up. But what it did show me was when I got up there, I could see some rocks, another pile of rocks in that ditch, and just about every one of those bass was on that pile of rocks. So, you know, this has been an awesome experience. I can't wait to go to the ramp. Hear old Gerald say, "Go balls." But this has been fun. I love this style of fishing, this format. It really suits the way I fish. Whether, you know, the whole MLF style deal, that's kind of the way I fish tournaments and everything. I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. If I kind of get dialed in on something, I'll kind of run it till it peters out. And, you know, with just 3 hours to fish, that's kind of a short amount of time, but kind of pieced it together. You know, right off the bat, I caught one, you know, on a spinnerbait, and then I lost that great big one, and that just clued me in on what was going on. Lay down some rocks, just like typical stuff, you know, springtime fishing. But this has been an awesome experience, and I can't wait to do it again.
Talk about your baits and setups.
You know, basically I had two. Here's the 2 deals that I caught them on. I mean, if you want to zoom in on this, when I got into the muddier water, I like that red blade. When I got into the muddy water, I just use a red number 3 Colorado, and then a gold 4.5 Indiana chartreuse wide. I had a chartreuse Zoom split tail trailer on my Bango blade. That's a Stan Sloan Zorro product. This is 16-pound Gamma fluorocarbon line, 6.8 Lew's magnesium reel. This is actually a cranking rod. It's a 755 CB Endurance by Powell. The same thing. This is a 5/8. I went with a 3/8 when I would get to the, like that's a lot shallower. I went with a 3/8 in the shallower water. Same blade combination, just a little bit of reverse. This is gold and silver. This water was a little bit clearer when it's coming out of that ditch. And then same rod. All three rods were the same. This is a plug by PH Custom Lures. It's called a Pooh. Same rod, same line. All that was on 16-pound Gamma 4-carbon edge. Same reel, same rods. All three setups. You know, if it would have been a lot, you know, a bright blue day, I probably would have fished a jig a little bit more or something like that. But, you know, for the most part, that's what you got right there. Those are probably my staples when it comes to springtime fishing and a jig. I mean, you just got to keep it simple. Keep it simple, and depending on the lake you're on, you'll have good success. We good?
All right, there you have it, Gary. Wow, what a flurry at the end of the second half. Wesley Strader just putting the thump down on him.
I'm telling you,
and
buddy.
sent Swindle to the ramp early.
I couldn't believe it. You know, I wasn't really pulling for either one of them. I just want them both to catch fish. But I have to tell you, I'm a little surprised. Schrader put it on him big time, big time. He came on that little rock wall there with that ditch, and they just loaded up. Just loaded up, man.
Yeah, that was very, very cool. And, you know, the other thing was, I got to take this off because I hear them talking in my ear. I can't talk and think at the same time. Think about how much weight he would have had if he would have had the 7-pounder that got off in the first half.
Well, we'd be looking at, well, it's unbelievable. That's high math. We can't go
30
there.
pounds.
I tell you.
30 pounds with 12 fish.
Folks, if this doesn't make you want to get out on the water this afternoon and go fishing, boy, oh boy. I tell you what, it's so much fun to watch these guys, and again, just try to second guess. Come on, I'm sitting here, and you're doing all your buttons and all your switching and carrying on, and I'm sitting here, throw a rattle bait, try a rattle bait. Come on, please throw a rattle bait. Or it's always something with me. This is enjoyable. This is sure fun.
All right, here's what we're going to try and do. They're headed back to the ramp. Swindle went a little early.
Yeah.
We're going to get Swindle and Strader together to, I don't know what the little side bet they had going on. We'll talk about that hopefully here very, very quick, and then we will let them go on their way.
All right. Well, again, what a format. What a tournament. I know that you've got some ideas and some changes you're going to have coming up. You're not going to talk about those, though.
No, it's the first one.
Well,
this
no,
is the very
I'm telling
first
you about
one.
the changes you're talking about. You're not going to talk about those.
No,
you're the most secretive guy sometimes. But he's got some changes that'll enhance us even more. Not that it needs it that much. This is just a lot of fun. I sat here, and we're a long ways away from Logan Martin, but you feel like you're there. I'm in the boat with them. I'm pulling for them each one. Mark switches cameras on me, and I'll go pulling for that one. And this is just so much fun. It's just like going fishing, except you're not.
It's about all the fishing I've been able to do in the last, probably 5 years, Gary. I haven't been able to do that much. Anyway, our next one, I want to tell people about our next one, is going to feature Jason Christie going up against Brent Ayler in April on a lake here in Oklahoma prior to the Elite Series event. I'll tell you this much, it will not be on Grand Lake. That's a no-brainer.
You're not going to mention the lake?
Not going to mention the lake.
Why not?
Not going to mention the lake. Not right now.
Well, I know that it's a lake. I know the lake, but I know it's one that Christie hasn't had a lot of experience on, and neither has Elder.
I don't think Brent has ever been to it.
But he'll like it. It's a good lake. It's a fun lake to fish. It's not the easiest lake in the world, but I tell you what, you're talking mid-April?
Yeah.
Well, you know what goes on in Oklahoma in
time.
mid-April? I mean, we're going to see some fish caught and probably some pretty good ones.
Big time spawn. All right, we have 6 additional one-on-one lives that we're doing. The other one that we have booked already is we have Greg Hackney going up against Seth Fider on a body of water in Texas. And then we also have James Watson going up against Gerald Swindle. Once again, he's coming back to do another one. And James Watson going up against Carl Jacobson. an FLW matchup there.
There you go.
Watson's going to get a double dip of one with a little international flair and then one with a little southern flair.
Well, are you sure Swindle's going to do this? He kind of had a toot going there at the end. I don't know, man. He got smacked so hard.
Yeah.
13-14 to 10-2. That's a smackdown, buddy. I don't care how you face it on Gerald's home water.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
much for the home field advantage, right, Gary?
Right. Folks, we've been arguing home field advantage for years. I'm
a factor. It's a factor, just not
It is
today.
a factor, just not today. It's just not most of the time either, I'll have to tell you. Most of the time it doesn't weigh in, but sometimes it does. And in harsh conditions is when it generally does. And these conditions are kind of predictable. Again, if it hadn't been for that muddy Main Lake water, it might have fished a lot different. If it had been sunny, it would have fished a lot different, too.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Golly, it was fun.
Wow. All right. Two people I want to thank. Matt, the Grasshopper Pang Rack. What an outstanding job he did. And Dave Rush, they were your camera guys for today. And just a tremendous job.
Oh, man.
Very, very, very difficult task. And Matt even said, hey, I have a new appreciation for all the guys that film and shoot video on the FLW and Bassmaster Elite Series.
Oh, yeah, but these guys did a great job. You know, Dave and Matt are both hardworking guys, and I'm lucky to have worked with them both in the past, and I can't say enough good about them, but, boy, they did great work today. You got to remember it's cold out there when you're running on that water, and they have little protection. They got to worry about their cameras and worry about this and that, and when they're zooming across that lake, it is brutal cold for them. Brutal.
Yeah. All right, let me check with Matt. Matt, are we about ready? All right, here, let's go ahead and here we're going to switch things over
All right.
to the guys right now. So have at it.
Here we go.
No. Hey.
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 All right. Talk a little bit about how it went down, Wesley.
Well,
Find a taco hole.
no. It wasn't a taco hole. It was a W hole.
W hole.
It was a W hole.
Big West
I
hole.
dubbed him right in the ass, didn't I?
You did.
I did. Dude,
On the
that
big
was,
tidal
that
water.
was a lot of fun. I thought you was going to get me right there to the end, and then
Well, I caught two, and I thought, well,
Yeah,
let's
that's
see. I
it.
said, now he's got to catch one of them big ones he's been catching. And it went,
Yeah.
Wesley's got one. Wesley's got one. Wesley's got one. Wesley's got one. Wesley's got one.
how'd
Back
that
to your daughter.
how'd that make you feel, really?
like,
Because
let's
it's
go.
like gut torture to me. Every time you'd catch one, you went 4 up on me, and I'm like, God dang, I said, that sucker, we're here at this home
He
pond.
said, what do you want to say about that? I said, what the hell you want me to say? He's catching them, I'm not. Well, let's go back to you, the audio. Well, Wesley's got one. I ain't got nothing for it. That's what I told him. I said, I ain't got nothing for that. I'm having a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 of them. And you stumbled up on the honey hole.
Well, I messed it up this morning. I kind of pulled up, and I caught a 3-pounder, and then I got hung, and I pulled up on top of it, and I saw what was there, and I came back later at rest and caught them. So
You just old double tidal water, dude.
I just old bango blade got there and just tunk,
Tunk. I caught all
Tunked it.
mine cranking.
crunking.
I caught one on the
Sketching spots.
Caught 2 right there at the end. Rest of them large, man.
Mine was, I had 1 spot, one almost 3 pound. Was it 3 something? 3 something pound spot?
Ooh,
Yeah, caught him out
So
of
you
the
a
lay
fish?
down. Lay downs with spinnerbait.
that's the pattern.
Yep.
So you won the first ever bass zone 1-on-1.
1-on-1 live. It was a.
Who do you want next?
Uh,
You can take your pick.
let's see. Who you pick it for me?
Jason Christie.
Jason. No, not Chief Ketchum. Old Chief
catch
Ketchum.
them all.
Listen, I'm going to say something here, and then this ain't no disrespect to Indians, but they had a lot of time on their hands out there on the reservation. I don't think I want to take that challenge. You know what I mean?
All right, well, let me pick.
Whether it be 3-pointers or catching bass, you don't want to fish. You don't want to
Well,
challenge
let's
Jason
see
Christie.
then. Who else you want? You want you got to be somebody new.
David Mullins.
Oh God, he won't even show up.
You sure?
He'll be eating cornflakes watching Andy Griffin.
He won't even get out of bed with it.
No,
he,
you know
he,
what?
he sleeps
All right,
in a lot.
So we'll schedule double Tennessee.
Double Tennessee.
The king of Tennessee.
Speaking of Tennessee, what are we gonna say?
It was old Rocky Top.
No, what are you gonna say?
What's that?
What are you supposed to say?
I don't like Tennessee.
No,
I said Rocky Top.
No.
I said go
What?
balls.
Go balls. You gotta
Go
put
balls.
your fist in there
Hey.
and say,
Go Vols.
And
All the way to prison. Get y'all some new players. Go Vols.
No, wait. I want to hear Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me.
Show me what you just won. This is called a fruit jar.
Good old $5 from Lincoln.
Big payout.
Dude, you know, me and you've been buddies a long time.
Well, that's what I told myself. I fished against Wes when I was 20 and Jerry Ryan's.
Yeah, and he whooped my hind end. I finally got him back. Took me, 20, how many years
I told him,
to take me?
I said, I don't want to tell y'all he's a stud, but I said, he can catch him, but don't tell him I said that. I said, and I knew when we was fishing this morning, I said, he fishes too much like me, he's going to move around and move into something. You know, he's different if you want a guy that you know how to fish. You know, I said, he's rooting and scrapping and looking.
Dude, I got the utmost respect for this guy right here because, like I said, we started out, Jerry Ryan's, in 95, 93, 94, 95, something like that. And, you know, that's when I first met Gerald, and he's been a class act ever since I met him. I remember watching him do the achy breaky dance at Chickamauga.
It was a bet.
It's all right. He done the achy breaky.
I said if I caught enough to get a check, and I had like 4 pounds the first day, and I'd be daggone if I didn't. So I had the achy breaky.
Yeah, he done the achy breaky dance right on stage.
You and Andy both. That's where it all come from. Morgan and yourself, and it ain't changed. I just ain't got to fish against you, but every now and then to now, and now you back on the elites. You 1 for 1, come out gunning.
Yeah, well, you know. You know what to say about a blind hog, don't you?
Well, hey.
No, you know what to say about a blind hog, don't you?
What's that?
He ends up dying because he can't see the feed. So that's what to say about a blind hog. It ain't that he finds an acorn every now and then. He usually ends up dying.
So y'all been with us. Bass Zone, we're out. It's the first one-on-one. It was the West and G battle. West come out on top, dominant right there at the end. And next thing I don't ever want to hear again, Wesley's hooked up. I said, I don't give a damn.
All right.
I don't give a damn. Wesley's hooked up. I didn't really know.
All right, there you have it, Gary.
What a day.
In the books.
What a day.
Very, very good stuff, man.
And it was good stuff. What two great fishermen, too, you know, with ample personality. I think I can say that about both of them. What great guys and what great fishermen. I thought it would be closer. I just can't get over this.
The flurry at the end.
That's what did it. Yeah. My God, when he lost that big one, I thought, and it didn't get him down. He kept on going. He's good.
All right, special thanks to TH Marine. Could not have done this without them. Gene Eisenman, thank you so much for all the support on this project. More to come, Gary. We mentioned our next one coming to you live from Oklahoma. Jason Christie going up against Brent Ayler in April. More info to come on that. And then we will have the replay posted this evening of what went down in Alabama today.
Great. Hey, how long will that replay be up? I mean,
forever.
From now on, forever.
Yeah,
forever.
It'll be out there until I pull it off. All right, thanks for taking time out, Gary. As always, man.
Enjoyed it.
And we'll do it again in April.
All right, bud. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Make sure you check out BTL on Thursday, live in studio with myself and Matt. I'm sure we'll discuss what went down in Alabama at both events. So Thursday, same time, 9 a.m. Central Time, and we will talk to you then.